welcome. You're watching the Thursday edition of 6 Stories at 6 with me, Tanisha Avasthi. Let's get you the 6 stories that have set the agenda today. First, we start with the Republic World Exclusive, where over the rumors of if Imran Khan is alive or not, Republic has now spoken to Imran Khan's sister, and she has some startling revelations to make. Meanwhile, in Rohtak, Negligence has claimed life of a 16-year-old national-level basketball player. The player's father and the coach have now spoken out and blamed the government for the dire negligence. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Modi has inaugurated Skyroute's Infinity Campus by unveiling Vikram-1 rocket. We will tell you on how this is a big leap for India in the space sector. In Karnataka, ladies and gentlemen, the murmurs on who will be the next Chief Minister of Karnataka goes on. It remains intact. Both camps have been tight-lipped, but the back-to-back meetings are telling a completely different story. Is there a big change that we will see in the coming days? In news that have now made international headlines, National Guard soldiers were shot in targeted attack near the White House. Trump has now branded it a terror attack. Also, what is making international headlines is the burning housing complex in Hong Kong. It was not just any other building that was set ablaze. 44 people have been dead, whereas 279 people are still reported missing. Getting you all the updates on that story as well. 6 stories that have set the agenda. Let's deep dive into each one of them. Ladies and gentlemen, Imran Khan has been trending topic for the past 2 days over unverified claims of his ill health, of his death after a source-based Afghan media reported claimed that he was killed inside the Adiala jail. Meanwhile, dismissing speculation over the condition of imprisoned former Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan, Adiala jail administration has said that he had been moved out of the facility, adding that he was in a good health and that the death rumors were baseless. We, ladies and gentlemen, spoke to Imran Khan's sister, and she had some very startling revelations to make. Here's what she said.
Late into the night of 26th November, a swarm of protesters backing Pakistan's former Prime Minister Imran Khan gathered outside the Adiala jail in Rawalpindi. The issue was made into headlines when Prime Minister Imran Khan's 3 sisters demanded an impartial probe into the quote-unquote brutal police assault on them and their supporters. In a bid to prevent the crowd from moving towards the main gate, the police took Imran Khan's sister Alima Khan into custody. The rumors surfaced and spread like wildfires after a handled claim that, according to credible sources, the former Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan had been quote-unquote murdered in Adiala jail. Meanwhile, further updates tell us that Imran Khan's party, Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf or the PTI, have started gathering outside the Adiala jail.
अडियाला जेल के बाहर काफी जो शोर है, आप देख सकते हैं मनाज़िर। जेल का टाटला टूटे गए, इमरान खान साहब के हवाले में नारेबाजी हो रही है और बड़ी तादाद में इस वक्त धरने में शुरका मौजूद हैं। बैरिस्टर गोल्डी खान, अलीमा खान साहब और जो है पाकिस्तान तहरीक-ए-इंसाफ के जो सीनियर रहनुमा है, वो सारे इस वक्त इस प्रोटेस्ट में मौजूद हैं। या आप देख सकते हैं मनाज़िर, सारे पाकिस्तान तहरीक-ए-इंसाफ के तमाम MNAs MPAs, ये आप इस वक्त अडियाला जेल के मनाज़िर आपको हम दिखा रहे हैं।
Alima Khan, sister of former Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan, took a sharp jibe at Pakistan's justice system.
Who's really responsible?
Pakistan is going.
Right. Ms. Khan, you were talking about the immunity that has been granted to the Field Marshal, who's technically also going to be the Chief of Defence Force, which means for lifetime he's got almost immunity. Do you believe that
Yes.
Imran Khan is now becoming a threat to the Field Marshal here and the Pakistani army could be really behind this?
Imran Khan has always spoken about 3 things. When he's asked for protest, when he's asked his people to protest, he said, you stand up for your own rights. And he's always said, even the protest, the objectives of the protest was for the rule of law, for democracy, and for human rights. And he's always he's brought awareness to the people that you have a right in this country. 250 million people should have rights. And where have you ever heard of such immunities being given to themselves. It's not, you go above the law. So this is modern times with the population with 55-60% young population. And you're telling them that you're using a script from 5-6 decades old script in which there were times when you had dictators give themselves immunity. But obviously they haven't read history and what happens to such people. So if he's envisioning himself, Imran Khan always says everything is under Assam law. There are two names you are not allowed to take in public. One is Imran Khan and one is Asim Munir.
Okay.
Like if you take Imran Khan's name, it's banned from mainstream media. You can't show his picture, you cannot discuss him. So who's banning him? And the other person, if you say anything against him or you criticize him, is Asim Munir. That's it. So in such conditions, it's not sustainable.
Why suddenly would they prevent the family members from meeting him? What really has happened? What do you all suspect at this stage?
No, they haven't allowed anybody to meet him for 8 months on the specific date. As I said, the only time we were able to meet him was because our lawyers refused to participate in a court hearing in jail unless the family or media was not allowed, because that's an open court hearing. But the media, they controlled, and then Imran Khan would send message out to the family. So when the message came out, it is basically to prevent his voice from being heard outside. So people wait for his message. And his messages are in his tweets. If you go through his tweets in the past several months, those are the reasons that they've basically trying to silence his voice.
Is it also true, because some reports suggest that the Pakistani government wants to seize power in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and that's where they're losing out? Do you believe that that could be other reason why pressure is also being built on the PTI right now?
Of course, when you think why Khyber Pakhtunkhwa? So they just need the election commission for that. So they can convict anybody. They have basically collapsed the complete judicial system. Several judges Supreme Court have resigned. If you are not aware of it, 4 or 5 judges in protest have resigned from the Supreme Court. So when they've created enough fear. The judges have absolutely no role. They're given orders and they implement whatever they're told. So at the moment, there is no legal recourse for anybody actually. So, and I will repeat it again, it's not sustainable. And when you give yourself immunity, it's because there is a lot of fear. I have 60-70 cases on me. I mean, they can slap a case on anybody and put them behind bars. If there is no law.
The Chief Minister of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Sohail Afridi, has requested PTI Secretary General Salman Akram Raja to ensure that party members protest outside Islamabad High Court and jail for the delay in the case hearing. With protests spreading and political tensions rising, all eyes remain on Adiala Jail and the courts in Islamabad for more important information in the case.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2 days after 16-year-old national player Hardik Rathi was crushed to death by a rusted pole in Haryana sports nursery, the outrage is only growing. CCTV ignored. Complaints and even a warning letter from June 2025 have now exposed the shocking negligence. The district sports officer is suspended, the nursery sealed, and a high-level meeting has been called tomorrow. Hardik's father calls it murder. The court says that the warnings were ignored. Here is the full report on how death by negligence took the life of this 16-year-old national-level basketball player.
2 days after 16-year-old national basketball player Hardik Rathi was killed when a rusted pole collapsed on him in Rohtak, outrage continues to erupt across the country. On Thursday, the government initiated an urgent statewide safety review. Haryana Sports Minister Gaurav Gautam has taken strong cognizance of the case. The Rohtak district sports officer stands suspended and the entire basketball nursery has been shut. Hardik was practicing alone on Tuesday. CCTV shows him leaping for routine drills. Seconds later, the corroded iron pole snaps and crashes onto his chest. Hardik's father is inconsolable. Locals say this pole was reported multiple times, complaints ignored, and a promising 16-year-old paid with his life.
मैडम मेरी सरकार से यही मांग है कि हमारे गांव में एक इंडोर स्टेडियम हो जो मेरे बेटे के नाम हार्दिक के नाम हो ताकि बच्चे यहाँ पर इंटरनेशनल लेवल की प्रैक्टिस कर सके समय पर उसे मेंटेन करने का पैसा मिलता रहे ताकि उसे दोबारा जब ऐसा ना हो। मैं तो सरकार से यही गुजारिश करता हूँ कि जो मेरे बेटे के साथ हुआ इस देश के बेटे के साथ हुआ आगे किसी बेटे के साथ ना हो। सरकार समय पर अपना कदम उठाए, समय पर प्रशासन अपना काम करे, समय पर अपनी मरम्मत कराए ताकि आने वाला और कोई प्लेयर है वो अपनी जान ना गवा सके।
During an exclusive interaction with Republic TV, Hardik's coach Mohit Rathi shows a June 2025 letter written to the sports minister requesting urgent upgrade of the ground and infrastructure, a letter that was never acted upon.
जी हमने 4 साल पहले दीपेंद्र जी PM जी आए थे जी हमारे पास, तो जी हमने उनको बोला था जी कि हमको चाहिए, हम हमारे पास ऑन रिकॉर्ड है जी 7/11/2023 को PM दीपेंद्र जी ने हमको कोटे से PM कोटे से 12,30,000 रुपए दिए थे जी, MP कोटे से जी, और जी 26/6/2025 को MP कोटे से जी 6,20,000 रुपए दिए थे जी। हमारे ग्राउंड पे एक भी रुपए नहीं लगा, जिस टोटल 18.5 लाख रुपए हो गए जी।
This letter being proof that the danger was known, but no corrective step was taken. And this isn't the only tragedy. Just 48 hours earlier, another player, 15-year-old Aman, died in Bahadurgarh in the same manner.
हम सभी चेक करवाने लग रहे हैं। वैसे ये जो पोल लगे हुए हैं काफ़ी पुराने समय के लगे हुए हैं, इनको रिप्लेस करने का समय तो हो ही चुका काफ़ी टाइम से। जितने भी ग्राउंड है, जितने भी इक्विपमेंट है, सभी की चेकिंग करवाएंगे और जो खराब है उनको निकलवा देंगे और डिपार्टमेंट से उनके लिए नए पोल लगवाने के लिए उनका बजट मांगेंगे।
2 young athletes dead. Same cause, same negligence.
इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के प्रति बेरुखी नहीं है, ये लापरवाही भी है और ये आपराधिक लापरवाही है। खुद कुछ आपने बजट दिया नहीं 11 साल से सरकार के बाद, और जब ये मेरे पास बात आई तो 3 साल पहले मैंने MP कोटा भी इसमें जारी किया कि यहाँ पे MP कोटे से ये इस पे कार्य हो, लेकिन 3 साल से फाइलों में घुमा दिया, MP कोटे को भी नहीं लगने दिया।
Haryana calls itself the sports capital of India, but back-to-back deaths have exposed a dangerous collapse of safety standards. Parents, players and coaches are furious, demanding criminal accountability, not just suspensions. It is clear that both deaths were preventable with basic inspections and timely repairs. 2 teenagers, 2 shattered families, and a system that failed them. Republic demands justice for Hardik Rathi and every young athlete who steps onto the court to dream.
And what is called as a big leap in space, Prime Minister Narendra Modi today unveiled India's first private orbital rocket Vikram-1 developed by the Hyderabad headquartered space startup Shootout. Now the company had developed powerhouse motor Kalam 1200 for Vikram-1 infused with ability to lift it. Let's have a detailed look into how this could be a game changer for India.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated Shootout Aerospace's Infinity Campus in Hyderabad, unveiling Vikram-1. It is recognized as India's first privately developed orbital launch vehicle capable of placing satellites into orbit. Vikram-1 is a technological marvel designed to carry payloads of around 300 kgs to low Earth orbit. The Vikram series, named after Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, has been developed to capture the multi-million-dollar small satellite launch market. Addressing the event virtually, the Prime Minister said that the country is witnessing an unprecedented opportunity in the space sector.
साथियों, आज देश स्पेस सेक्टर में एक अभूतपूर्व अवसर का साक्षी बन रहा है। आज भारत के स्पेस इकोसिस्टम में प्राइवेट सेक्टर बड़ी उड़ान भर रहा है।
He also recalled the earlier times when parts of a rocket were carried on a cycle.
वो भी एक जमाना था, एक साइकिल पर रॉकेट का हिस्सा ले जाने से लेकर दुनिया के सबसे भरोसेमंद लॉन्च व्हीकल तक भारत ने सिद्ध किया है कि सपनों की ऊंचाई संसाधन से नहीं, संकल्प से तय होती है।
At the inauguration, he praised India's youth for utilizing every opportunity.
भारत का युवा देश हित को सर्वोपरि रखकर चलता है। वो हर अवसर का सही इस्तेमाल करता है।
The Prime Minister also highlighted how India's private space talent is making its mark globally.
भारत का प्राइवेट स्पेस टैलेंट पूरी दुनिया में अपनी अलग पहचान बना रहा है। आज ग्लोबल इन्वेस्टर्स के लिए भारत का स्पेस सेक्टर एक अट्रैक्टिव डेस्टिनेशन बन रहा है।
The inauguration of Skyroot Aerospace's Infinity Campus while unveiling Vikram-1 is a proud moment for India as it places the country among the global leaders in satellite deployment technology.
Ladies and gentlemen, there is a major churn in Karnataka Congress. Let's call it the leadership crisis. This, with the winter session just days away, the party high command is just racing against time to settle the leadership questions. Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge has signalled that final discussions will take place with Rahul Gandhi and both factions headed by Siddaramaiah and DK Shivkumar respectively. Amid internal huddle, secret meetings and pressure from the community groups, the battle for the Chief Minister's chair has intensified like never before.
Mallikarjun Kharge's intention to call all leaders for discussions was clearly conveyed. It was stated by him that Rahul Gandhi would also be present in the meeting to resolve the political deadlock.
मैं इन सबको बुला के चर्चा करता हूं, उस चर्चे में राहुल गांधी भी रहेंगे.
The Congress chief emphasized that the High Command is not one person, but a team that will take a collective decision. This statement comes as the Vocaliga Association prepares to pass a resolution demanding that DK Shivkumar be made Chief Minister. Meanwhile, Deputy Chief Minister DK Shivkumar is mounting a powerful show of strength. He has met MLAs, held closed-door talks with Satish Jarkiholi and placed his claim before the High Command. DKS also wants Sears to not create confusion, saying internal matters should remain within the party.
ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಪವರ್ ಇಸ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಪವರ್ ಅಂತ ಈಗೇನೊಂದು ಮಾತು ಕೊಡ್ತೇವೆ, ಮಾತು ಉಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಮಾತು ಆಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಅದೇ ವಿಶ್ವದಲ್ಲೇ ಒಂದು ಪವರ್ ಅದು. ಒಬ್ಬ ಜಡ್ಜಿ ಕೊಡಲಿ, ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಕೊಡಲಿ, ನಾನು ಕೊಡಲಿ, ನೀವು ಕೊಡಲಿ, ಮನೇಲಿ ಮಾತಾಗಲಿ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ಬಿಗ್ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ಪವರ್. ಆ ಪವರ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಈ ರೀತಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಂಥ ಮಾತುಗಳಿಗೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಕೂಡ ರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ನಾವು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ.
DK Shivkumar sharpened his message today as he said,
ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಂತಿರೋರು ಈ ಚೇರ್ ಬೆಲೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ. ಕುರ್ಚಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಹೋಗಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ ಚೇರ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂದ್ ಕಡೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ನಿಂತವ್ರು ಇರೋರು. ನೋಡಿ, ಅಲ್ಲೂ 2 ಚೇರ್ ಇದೆ, ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಚೇರ್ ಇದೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೀನಿಯರ್ ಲೀಡರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಕೂತವ್ರೆ ನೋಡಿ. MLAಗಳು, MP ಆಗಿದ್ದವರು, ಮಂತ್ರಿ ಆಗಿದ್ದವರು ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಕೂತವ್ರೆ. ಇವ್ರು ಚೇರ್ ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಇವ್ರು ನಿಂತವ್ರು. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವ ಚೇರು ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ.
Hours later, he posted a cryptic line on Facebook.
Power tussle in Karnataka, the Kissa Kursi ka refuses to stop. Now, DK Shivkumar ji, who has spoken about secret deal being there and 5 to 6 people knowing about the secret deal for CM that was made with him, says that word power is world power. He says it in a cryptic tweet, saying that the most important thing in the world is to keep one's word. Whom is he hinting at? Is this message to those who made the secret deal with him?
At this moment, a high-level meeting is underway at CM Siddaramaya's residence. Senior Minister Satish Jarkiholi, Mahadevappa, Parameshwara, K.N. Rajanna, Santosh Lad, B.K. Hariprasad and K. Venkatesh have all gathered.
Amidst the chaos of power tussle in the state of Karnataka, there are various other political developments that have been happening in the state of Karnataka for the last couple of days. Today, we have very clearly seen some of the closest aides and loyalists of CM Siddaramaiah who met in his official residence. Dr. G. Parameshwara, H.C. Mahadevappa, Satish Jarkiholi, K.N. Rajanna, Santosh Lad and various other MLAs who are the loyalists of Siddaramaiah met at CM Siddaramaiah's house to discuss on how anti-party activities are being conducted by DCM DK Shivkumar. Because DCM DK Shivkumar had visited Parappana Agrahara and it is allegedly believed that he took the signature of the 3 MLAs of his party to show the High Command that the MLAs are in support of DK Shivkumar.
What will the High Command decide? Will they side with DK Shivkumar or will Siddaramaiah win the game?
And in what is making international headlines, 2 United States National Guard soldiers remain critical after being ambushed just blocks away from the White House in Washington, D.C. The attacker, identified as an Afghan national, is now in custody. The shooting has triggered a sweeping crackdown with all Afghanistan-related immigration requests halted across the United States. Here's all that happened throughout the day.
A tense evening in the heart of Washington, D.C., just 3 blocks from the White House. A routine National Guard patrol turned into chaos when a gunman opened fire at close range on 2 soldiers. The guards deployed under the president's city security plan were critically injured. Fellow soldiers retaliated immediately, shooting and subduing the attacker. Investigators have identified the suspect as 29-year-old Rahmanullah Lakhanwal, an Afghan national who entered the United States under a special resettlement program. Within hours, the incident exploded into a major political flashpoint, reigniting a politically charged debate over Afghan refugees and special immigration protections introduced after the Taliban takeover. President Donald Trump called it an act of terror and launched an unprecedented crackdown.
This heinous assault was an act of evil, an act of hatred, and an act of terror. It was a crime against our entire nation. It was a crime against humanity. The hearts of all Americans tonight are with those 2 members of the West Virginia National Guard and their families.
Washington has now frozen all immigration, asylum and visa requests from Afghan nationals pending a full security review.
The last administration let in 20 million unknown and unvetted foreigners from all over the world, from places that you don't want to even know about. We're not going to put up with these kind of assaults on law and order by people who shouldn't even be in our country. We must now re-examine every single alien who has entered our country from Afghanistan under Biden, and we must take all necessary measures to ensure the removal of any alien from any country who does not belong here or add benefit to our country.
American security agencies are also re-auditing Afghan entries made after the 2021 Kabul evacuation, calling the earlier vetting flawed. The administration insists the freeze is essential after what officials describe as a targeted ambush on American soldiers. Meanwhile, security has been stepped up across Washington. An additional 500 National Guard members are now being deployed in the capital. As investigators search for a motive, the U.S. Capitol remains on high alert, and Afghan immigration to America now hangs in limbo.
A massive tragedy has struck Hong Kong. A furious fire tore through a cluster of high-rise residential towers in Tai Po, killing at least 44 people and injuring many others. Hundreds have been evacuated as emergency teams battle flames, falling debris and collapsing bamboo scaffolding. Here's the full report on how 279 people are still reported missing.
A raging inferno engulfed a high-rise housing complex in Hong Kong's Tai Po district on Wednesday, with an updated death toll as of today amounting to over 55 people dead and leaving more than 45 others injured. What started as a mid-afternoon blaze quickly escalated as flames raced upward through the bamboo scaffolding wrapped around the building. The fire, fueled by wind and construction netting, was spread across 7 residential towers. Authorities say the fire was upgraded to a level 5 alarm, the highest category in Hong Kong. Hundreds of firefighters and paramedics rushed into action by late evening Wednesday, with around 128 fire trucks and 57 ambulances deployed as calls for help flooded emergency lines. Around 767 firefighters were engaged in the operation.
The Fire Services Department so far handled 28 casualties. And among the 28 casualties, 9 were certified dead at scene, and 6 of them are found serious and conveyed to the hospital. And at the hospital, they are later on certified dead. 4 of them certified dead.
Officials say at least 700 people have been evacuated to temporary shelters as firefighters battle the blaze into the night.
We encounter particular difficulties in several areas, like the fire is spreading quickly to nearby buildings, debris and stuff.